And we are back. Mercy University students began voicing their concerns after experiencing food-related health issues, including food poisoning and poor meal quality. In response, a petition was created calling for changes to Mercy's dining services. Here now discussing more is the managing editor at the Impact newspaper. We've got Alyssa Politi, and thank you so much for joining us and take us into Mercy University for a minute. And, obviously, we know it's a good school, but yet and still we got some food challenges.
Right, and thank you again for having me. I've been on student government for, since like my freshman year. And the biggest concern we've heard from students is always the dine-in, whether it be the food quality, the service, or just even like the diversity of the options that are being served. So a fellow friend of mine, actually, she started this petition where it was about the meal plan that we have. There's only really one meal plan option for the dormer students, which is like around $2,000 for the semester. But then she was getting sick from some of the food, like you mentioned, like the food poisoning and throwing up. And then other students as well had the same experiences. So she created this petition that got over 500 signatures. And we were like, we have to write about it at the Impact.
So you've been investigating and covering this. What have you come up with in your investigation?
Well, we've had a few students who created anonymous accounts. So they were posting pictures of the food. And we noticed some of the food was either like meat was undercooked. Some of the food had like plastic on it, even chicken that had feathers on it, where I don't even know where that would come from. Some of the food contained mold, or some of like the milk was expired in people's coffee. So that's pretty much what we discovered in the food quality section. In terms of diversity of food, more students were looking for maybe more vegan options for themselves, more protein options for like athlete students, more halal food they were asking for, and they were just asking for food to not be served so often. They feel like they were eating the same food every day.
So these complaints are taken to management, university officials. What's the response?
They try as best as they can. They attend our student government meetings, like the people from facilities at our school, or we talk to, the manager of the cafeteria during our time reporting on this story. And they always just say that, they're trying the best that they can for students. They do try to listen to us. I think it just takes a while for things sometimes to come into place or for real changes to be made because we are in contract with, a company with the food. So I think sometimes it's hard for changes to come super soon, or the next semester, let's say.
Well, when you talk about expired food or if you talk about, food quality issues, undercooked meat, those things can't wait.
Right. Definitely not. I've heard about the same stories recently too, because this was last semester that we reported about this. This semester I've heard the same thing with moldy bread, undercooked meat, the same things. So I don't understand why the food quality is still almost the same, but mostly every time that we try to talk to them, they do say that they're listening to students.
So the newspaper's been covering this, right? And so
Right.
What has been the buzz on campus among students since you've been, bringing this to light?
I think they really enjoyed that we've been bringing it to light because they've had this concern for so long now. I would say since my freshman year, so years. A lot of the students too, they reacted in ways that we did not expect, where some of like the dormer students, they had lights in their window that were saying like the food sucks and just all these like things. And with the petition, and we were able to talk to students and we had them on videos, multiple videos of students talking to us. So I think in a way they were really excited that we were covered and they were able to share their concerns. But at the same time, I think they were maybe a little nervous, the fact that they're critiquing food that they eat every single day.
Right, and there's always fear of repercussions when you're a student, right?
Of
and
course.
I think there's always that fear of repercussion that somewhere along the line somebody's going to punish me for actually speaking out and dealing with this. Because
Right.
it's a very sensitive issue, right? But on the other side, how many universities and colleges do you think are dealing with this?
I couldn't really tell you because I feel like I guess maybe in social media eyes, it's a little different, but usually I see on social media people at other colleges, they'll post about their dine-in, and it seems like it's great, With our college, I wouldn't say the dine-in is entirely bad. I guess, it really does have its moments, of course, when you have moldy food or expired milk. But there's also students who will say, they do enjoy the food. Maybe the pricing is good for like commuter students. For example, we have a buffet for like $9 for lunch. That's really not bad at all compared to like the times we're in now.
And so where do you go from here? Where do you see things happening?
I see things happening since we're still hearing student concerns, every week. I would say for the impact to just keep reporting on it. Us keep talking to more students, taking more videos, more pictures of the food that we see and what's going on in the cafeteria, and just really talking to as many students as possible while also connecting to the faculty, because it's not just one side.
Right.
It's the other side as well. It's facilities, it's the dine-in, the management in the cafeteria.
And what have staff said? I know I've talked to them publicly on record and off record, right?
Right. We did interview, we have on video with the manager of the cafeteria. And then we did talk privately with one of the lead people in facilities who handles the dine-in and listens to student concerns like on the daily. But it's usually the same response, trying the best for students, listening as much as we can, and trying the best with the situation that we are in with, the contract we are in with dine-in.
Yeah. What else are you working on?
Right now, I'm actually a city government reporter for Rye Record in Rye, New York. So I usually attend like the city council meetings and write about the city of Rye and whatever's going on there.
Yeah, well, glad to have you here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for bringing us the story and this to our attention, of course. We'll let you know if there's any more details, and she'll come back and update us, right? So we encourage you don't go anywhere. We got more open coming up right after this.